Today is April 28, and right now I'm in Jingdezhen, and this place is Taoyangli, and together with the Imperial Factory Museum.
Taoyangli Ancient City Exploration. 90% of visitors who come to Jingdezhen, as well as many resident ceramic artists, will choose one thing, a city walk. And if you're going for an outdoor city walk, there's one destination you simply can't miss. That is Taoyangli. Taoyangli actually has two names. In the past, people always called it the Imperial Kiln Factory, because this large scenic spot in the city center was built directly on the ruins of the Imperial Kiln Factory, which has a history of over 500 years. So today's Taoyangli scenic area stands on the ancient grounds of the Imperial Kiln Factory. Normally, visitors need a full day to walk through all the historic sites of Taoyangli. If you only have about 4 hours, half a day, then you'll need to quicken your pace. So what exactly can you see in Taoyangli? This video is here to be your guide. So before you arrive, you'll already know what makes Taoyangli so special. First, Taoyangli is in Jushan District, the old part of Jingdezhen City. Transportation is very convenient. From most hotels in Jingdezhen, it only takes about 10 minutes by taxi, or less than 30 minutes if you walk. First highlight, Longzhu Pavilion. The first attraction is Longzhu Pavilion. In English, it's called the Dragon Pearl Pagoda. This building is one of Jingdezhen's most iconic landmarks. It was first built in the Tang Dynasty, on the top of Jushan, or Pearl Hill. But after centuries of clay digging for porcelain, the mountain was worn down, and today it looks more like a big slope than a mountain. The pavilion was repaired during the Song, Ming, and Qing dynasties. In 1925, it was rebuilt, and after the founding of New China, it was reconstructed again in 1987. What you see today is a Ming-style palace building. It has 6 floors, stands 35 meters high, and covers 1,650 square meters. Beneath it lie countless cultural relics, but they have never been excavated for protection purpose. Since the Ming Dynasty, Longzhu Pavilion has always been part of the Imperial Kiln grounds. It marked the royal kilns of the Ming and Qing dynasties, and today it is still a symbol of Jingdezhen itself. Second highlight, Imperial Kiln Factory ruins. The second stop is the workshop ruins of the Imperial Kiln Factory from the Ming and Qing dynasties. This site is called the Southern Foot area. Here, archaeologists discovered large Ming-era bun-shaped kilns, as well as clusters of Qing-era remains.
我视频的正前方，这里就是御窑厂遗址的南路遗址。
In 2021, the Imperial Kiln Factory ruins were named one of the top 100 archaeological discoveries of the century in China. Both the Ming and Qing dynasties set up royal kilns in Jingdezhen to supply porcelain for the court. The site confirms that in 1369, the Ming dynasty established the Imperial Kiln Factory here. It remained active until 1911, when the Qing dynasty ended and was replaced by the Republic of China. That means the factory lasted for 542 years.
我面前的这个就是御窑厂遗址，御窑厂遗址的工厂布置图，那么是坐北朝南的。那现在这个位置呢是南方的正门。
At the ruins, archaeologists found courtyards, offices for officials, workshops for craftsmen, and kiln sites. In the 1970s, excavations uncovered large amounts of porcelain shards and revealed the distribution of many early kilns.
这里是御窑厂的简易的地图。从南边进门的话呢，是一座古井。 这是唯一御窑厂现在幸存下来的地面上的一个建筑。
After more than 500 years of weathering, The shapes of the kilns are no longer clear, but as an archaeological site, it still has enormous ceramic value. So when you come to Taoyangli, even though these Ming and Qing kiln ruins may not look spectacular, they're still worth seeing. Third highlight, Imperial Kiln Museum. The third highlight is the Imperial Kiln Museum, right inside the Taoyangli scenic area. The museum was first founded in 1998. In 2013, it was officially renamed the Jingdezhen Imperial Kiln Museum. Inside, you'll find Yuan, Ming, and Qing porcelain that was made exclusively for the royal court. Many pieces on display were unearthed directly from the Imperial Kiln ruins. The current museum building was rebuilt in 2016, and in 2021, it was open to the public. Some visitors who have never been to Jingdezhen may think Taoyangli and the Imperial Kiln Museum are two separate places. But in fact, the museum is right in the middle of Taoyangli. Fourth highlight, Su Family Kiln. The fourth attraction is the Su Family Kiln site, a traditional Jingdezhen wood-firing kiln. After 1950, on the foundation of Su Family Kiln, the government built the Jiangwo Porcelain Factory, a state-owned ceramic plant. Here you can see remains of historic wood kilns and many saggers, the ceramic containers used to protect porcelain during firing. During the high temperatures of firing, crystals formed on the inner kiln walls, leaving traces of fire that are still visible today. At Jiangwo Factory, you can also see the shapes of several traditional kilns. Egg-shaped kilns, also called town kilns, horseshoe kilns, dragon kilns, and gourd kilns. In October 2023, President Xi Jinping visited the Jiangwo factory site inside Taoyangli. His inspection brought national attention, making Taoyangli famous across China and attracting even more tourists to Jingdezhen. No one expected that after President Xi's visit, this historic site would become a popular online famous destination. These traditional kilns, which served Jingdezhen for hundreds of years, now carry new meaning and new symbols in modern times. Let us continue the Taoyangli ancient city exploration. Right now, I'm walking inside Taoyangli, Jingdezhen. Let's look back at some of the stories behind the old city's renovation. This whole area used to be a shanty town in the city center. After more than 20 years of renovation, it has become a major tourist attraction. Taoyangli, centered around Pengjiao Lane, was once a district of small family workshops. 20 years ago, it was a famous rundown neighborhood in Jingdezhen. But don't underestimate it, because during both the Ming and Qing dynasties, this place was part of the Imperial Kiln Factory. It is called a living fossil of the 1,000-year Imperial Kiln. Taoyangli sat right next to the official kilns. At that time, the royal kilns relied heavily on local residents. The system was called state orders, private firing. The Imperial Kiln Factory received the royal orders, but the surrounding areas, like Peng Family Lane, organized the actual production in the folk kilns. That's how Taoyangli became a production base. Even today, you can still see remains of old clay workshops, rows of simple buildings where potters once shaped clay, before the finished wares were fired together in wood kilns nearby. In 1911, with the closure of the Imperial Kiln Factory, Taoyangli's production model also disappeared. With modern industrialization, these hand workshops declined even further. By the 1980s, many historical remains were rediscovered, and with the rise of antique collecting, people even dug secretly in the shanty towns, unearthing Ming and Qing porcelain shards buried underground. Some restored them, some sold them as antiques, and made big money. So today, walking in Taoyangli, you can still feel it, a true living fossil of folk private kilns. In 2012, Jingdezhen's government began a massive old city renovation. Residents were relocated to new apartments on the outskirts, with modern facilities, bathrooms, and gas kitchens. If you imagine Taoyangli 20 years ago, the lanes and streets were narrow and uneven. Public toilets everywhere. Messy electric wires hanging all over the walls. Wash basins set outside the houses. Bicycles and junk crowded the alleys. In the 1990s, when people heard about future demolition and compensation, many rushed to build ugly concrete cheap houses because the future compensation was calculated by square footage. This ruined much of the original Ming and Qing-style houses. So when the old town was redeveloped, architect teams from Beijing came to help. For over a decade, they collected old photos and drawings, interviewed residents, and restored Peng Family Lane to its original historic style. Modern, poorly built houses from the 1990s were removed. The community we see today is the result of that careful restoration. Some buildings had survived 400 years, but many were already ruined by fire, storms, and time. The team had to decide which to preserve and which to rebuild. Because of the underground relics, they avoided digging for modern pipelines. They had to find ways to install electricity, water, ventilation, and drainage without damaging the heritage buried below. This balance took huge effort. Preserve history while adapting for modern life. They reused as much old structure as possible to reduce waste and carbon emissions. In many houses, the old wooden frames were unsafe. So architects designed independent inner supports, keeping the appearance of the old while ensuring safety. To keep Jingdezhen's wooden tradition alive, local carpenters were hired. They repaired the wooden frames using traditional joinery. Some old wood was saved, some new was added, blended with clear varnish to preserve both history and strength. Restoring the old town took no less money or time than building new, but it kept alive the charm of folk workshops. At the same time, they solved practical problems. Old houses were hot in summer, freezing in winter. Thin walls let noise through. Floors were damp and moldy, so they improved lighting, insulation, and ventilation, while keeping the original style. In the end, Taoyangli became a true blend of history and modern life, a place where the old and the new coexist. Now, what can visitors do here today? First, Taoyangli is a paradise for photography. The streets preserve Ming and Qing-era style, mixed with old residential and workshop buildings. Every corner looks like a film set. Many visitors even rent Chinese historical costumes to take photos here. It has become a popular check-in spot for tourists. Second, you can join ceramic workshops. Try throwing clay on the wheel, using Gao-Lin clay, and experience the joy of pottery yourself. Third, there are many ceramic gift shops. Most sell Jingdezhen's antique-style reproductions, but you'll also find some modern handmade designs. You could buy souvenirs, or simply browse to get inspiration from the artistry. Inside the scenic area, there are also hotels and restaurants. They look historic outside, but are fully modern inside. You can even stay overnight in Taoyangli. At night, the streets are beautifully lit. You can stroll, take unique photos, or simply relax in a restaurant after a long day. If you're planning a trip to Jingdezhen or joining an artist-in-residence program here and want to get the best travel experience, contact us or check your travel schedule in advance. Remember, Taoyangli is a ticketed scenic area, so you'll need to book entry ahead of time. We hope this video guide helps you on your journey to China.